by saying, you know, Bernie, you're not on the Foreign Relations Committee, you're not on the DOD Committee, the Armed Forces Committee, you haven't been Secretary of State, do you have any experience in foreign policy? Well, let me tell you what my experience is. I was elected to the Congress in the year 1990, and one of the very first votes that I had to cast in 1991, literally a few weeks after I was elected, was whether or not the United States would go to war in the Gulf when Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. And my wife and I remember it distinctly. She said, well, Bernie, you're going to vote against that war. You're going to have a very strong, very short congressional career. I voted against the war, and I had a long congressional career. Why did I vote against the war? That war. Now we're going back then. Way back. I voted against the war because here is the United States of America, here is the whole world saying to Saddam Hussein, you know, you got to get the hell out of Kuwait. Were there other ways to do this without going to war? I thought that there were. Okay? Number two, years passed, and we had the war in Iraq. Well, if you go to YouTube, and look up the speech that I gave on the floor of the House about why we should not go to war in Iraq. I not only voted against that war, I helped lead the effort against that war. And when I listen to the speech that I gave, I get a few chills. Because sadly, you know, it's not, I wish it were otherwise. But much of what I talked about, the destabilization of that region, turned out to be exactly right. All right. Third point. Right now, everybody knows this. ISIS is a barbaric organization, period. And they have to be defeated. But the idea that it should be the United States alone, as many of my Republican colleagues are telling us, what they are essentially saying is that we should be involved in perpetual warfare in the Middle East. And I think that that is crazy, and I think that is unbelievably destructive to the future of this country. And what I have said, and to say again, and I guess I said it last night on Bill Marshall, actually, is this. People don't know this. The third largest defense budget in the entire world is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is a nice country owned by a few billionaires. And they had the nerve, some months ago, to tell President Obama that they wanted American combat troops in the region. Excuse me, their country borders where ISIS is. They are the third largest military in the world. Maybe they and other countries in the region might want to get a little bit involved in that. So I think the United States can't turn its back on what's going on. I think we've got to work with the rest of the world in a supportive role. But I will do everything that I can to make sure that our combat troops do not again return into that part of the world.
Bravo!